We all know investing your money, the best way is to invest in an index fund. And of course the best way to invest in index fund is to buy an ETF that track the indexes that they invest under. And one of the most popular index is S&P 500. So there are many funds that track S&P 500, but we're going to the one that are more liquid, more popular, and we can think than any other than VOO from Vanguard and SPY, Spider from State Street. So today I'm going to talk about SPY, and I'm going to cover details about what it is and what's the objective of it for this year, of course, 2022-2023, going forward, what sector invest in, and what's allocation that it has. So first of all, we'll go to here. We're gonna know what's the name of it, and if you look, you want to buy. So SP is a Spider, that's the name. SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, that's the name of it. It's pretty much a trust versus that's the structure of it. So NAV, or the price right this moment right now, is about 380. Of course the currency is the US dollar. Asset under management is about 357 billion. So this is based off the buying and selling at this moment. So overall, when I look at the Google, actually the last time was about almost 400 billion invested in this. So it's one of the most popular and biggest ETF that has most money. I think Vanguard VOO has about 8 billion, so it's more double than this one. So gross expense ratio is 0.0945. So key feature of this, the Spider S&P 500 Trust seek to provide investment results that, before expenses, correspond generally to the price and yield performance of the S&P 500 index. The S&P 500 index is a diversified large cap index that holds companies across all 11 sectors of the economy. So we have 11 sectors of the economy, so that's what this fund does, invest in those sectors. Launched in January 1993, SPY was the first exchange traded fund listed in the United States. About the as we say benchmark, it followed the S&P 500 inception. The date the fund was created was January. When it was created and it came to the market was January 22, 1993. Can you have available if you want to do option once you hold this, whether you do call or any type of option? Yes, you can do that. We know that most ETF you cannot do call options or any type of other option, but this one, of course, they allow you. We've seen the expense ratio is about 0.095, or round up to 0.9594. Currency is the US dollar, and the trustee, State Street Global Advisor Trust Company. That's a company that manages this fund or this ETF. Marketing agent, it's State Street Global Advisor Fund. Distributors LLC. Sponsor is PDR. Administrator, State Street Bank and Trust Company. Distributor, LPD distributor. Distribution frequency, how much they pay dividend, of course, is quarterly. Listing information, where this particular ETF is traded at New York Stock Exchange. Listing was 1993, as we've seen it, and you have to have US dollar in order to buy it. But other countries, of course, there's a proxy. You can buy SPY using other ETF created in other countries, of course. Fund characteristics, about 11 years estimate. When it comes to growth, 3 to 5 years, about 11% return. Price to book ratio is about 3, and then weighted average market cap was 400. We can see here is 400 billion or over 400 billion at this moment. Our number of holding is 504 because it's S&P 500, and that's 500 companies. PE ratio, of course, is 16 at this moment. We can skip all of this. How much is the yield? How much you will get in dividend? Of course, is about fund distribution yields about 166. You have to pay attention. You have to know this fund. It's not a dividend fund. This is more of a growth. It's S&P 500. That's why the yield is about 166 to 2% at any given moment. So it's a pretty much goes with the index. So if you buy any ETF that's focused on S&P 500, S&P 500, you would have kind of the same yield. Will be about 175, less than 2%. You can see this fund itself pays about 166, but the index in general pay 175. So there's some funds from iShare, for example, or Vanguard might pay that versus that one, but there's not much difference if you look at that. So 166 to 175 is very minuscule change. At the price as of today was closing at 380. It's quite a bit of money, but that's the price of this guy. When we look at, so now let's go to fund asset value. We've seen it. It's 3, and under asset management right now is about 357 to 400 billion. Fund performance, we can see here year to date is about 1310 under. So it's a pretty much performance as a market. Oh yeah, of course. When we look at the 3 years, about return about 10%. We look at 10 years has returned annually about 13%. If we look at the inception, including all the crash now, of course, is 9%. So even if you had invested your money from whatever it is, it has returned about 9% to 10%. That after taxes and all the fees taken out, you still have about 10%. So it's a pretty good when it comes to performance. Let's go to top holdings. Actually, top holding, we can see number 1 is Apple. We have Microsoft, we have Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Alphabet, United Health Group, Alphabet, Google, Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, and Nvidia. So Apple by far is the biggest, has about a 6% by itself. Microsoft is about 6.5. So these accounts to about almost about 15% at this moment. These are the 10. Of course, if you go on SPDR website, you can go and you can download all the holding that they have and percentage of how much they hold in each. So we look at the sector now. What sector does S&P 500 or SPY invest in? We can see information technology is about 20%, counts for 20%. The second comes, it's healthcare at this moment. So there's a different structure, because before it used to be information technology, then we would have financial, but now I think healthcare has overtaken financial, so we can have a financial right there. We have industry, comes to consumer, actually consumer discretionary is about number 3. We have industrial, we have consumer staples about 7%, communication is 7%, energy is 5%, and so on. The list is a real estate, and that's a breakdown of these sectors that invested. Of course, we have 11 sectors, and that's how this particular fund is invested. So that's it. That's more about SPY. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer SPY, or do you prefer VOO, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF? So there you have it. If you have any question, just make sure you leave your question. If it's your first time watching this, please subscribe and leave your comment and hit the thumb up. Thank you for watching. Till meet again. Bye bye.